So today I want to talk about the history of the Georgia Guidestones, which was a video I was planning on doing anyways, but due to recent events of it being bombed, I thought now is the perfect time. I know a lot of people seem to really not understand why anyone would want to bomb the Guidestones, and let me go ahead and state that I don't think that we should ever destroy history, whether we agree with it or not. I think that leads to more questions, and I think this will too, but I also do understand that there's a lot of controversy and has been for years of people looking into it. I recall back when Brad Metzler had his TV show. If you don't know who Brad Metzler is, he did a really long series of touching different topics that were controversial, conspiracies, and I really enjoyed his channel. And one of the ones that I enjoyed the most was when they went back over the Georgia Guidestones. So, as you can tell by these headlines, it does appear that at 4 a.m. in the morning there was a large explosion that went off that was heard throughout Georgia, and police have found out that someone set off some kind of a bomb or an explosive device. I can't talk today. And this was Wednesday, July 6th. There's not a lot of information that's come in on any of the details yet, so we will go back over that when there's more there. And here is some of the aerial footage that I found to show some of the damage. And after you guys look through these pictures, we're just going to jump right into the history of the Georgia Guidestones, who created them, why they were created, why there's so much mystery that surrounds them, and why some people find them to be a beautiful guide for humanity in the midst of some sort of tragedy in the world. Others find it to be very evil and dark and sinister. So let's dive right on into this topic because I really enjoy this. The monument stands approximately at an elevation of 750 feet above sea level, about 90 miles east of Atlanta and 45 miles from Athens, Georgia. It's also 9 miles north of the center of Alberton. One slab stands in the center with four arranged around it. A capstone lies on top of the five slabs, which are astronomically aligned. An additional stone tablet, which is set in the ground a short distance to the west of the structure, provides some notes on the history and purpose of the Godstones. The structure is sometimes referred to as American Stonehenge. In June of 1979, a man with the pseudonym Robert C. Christian approached the Alberton Granite Finishing Company on behalf of a small group of loyal Americans and commissioned the structure. He explained that the stones would function as a compass, calendar, and clock and should be capable of withstanding catastrophic events. And of course, Joe Finley, the guy at the granite, had assumed that Christian was a nut job and attempted to discourage him by providing a quote for the commission, which was several times higher than any project the company had previously taken. Explaining that the Godstones would require additional tools and consultants, to Finley's surprise, Christian accepted the quote anyways. When arranging payment, Christian said that he represented a group that had been planning the Godstones for 20 years and which he wanted to remain anonymous. Christian delivered a scale model of the Godstones and 10 pages of specifications. The 5-acre site was apparently purchased by Christian October 1st of 1979 from a farm owner, Wayne Mullinex, and his children, who were given a lifetime cattle grazing rights to the Godstone site. Then, on March 22nd of 1980, the monument was unveiled before an audience variously described as 100 to 400 people. Christian later transferred the ownership of the land and the Godstones to Albert County. So you have 4 tablets with 8 different languages and then 4 ancient languages written over the top. Now let's go over what these gods say. The first says to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. 2. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. 3. Unite humanity with a living new language. 4. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. 5. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. 6. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in world court. 7. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. 8. Balance personal rights with social duties. 9. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with an infinite. 10. Be not a cancer on earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. So, when you read this, you can definitely take those in so many different ways. A lot of people have defaced these and done graffiti and several other things throughout the years. A lot of people find them highly offensive, while others find them as just fascinating. Either way, it's definitely a part of history that make us all stop and go, why would you build all of this? Why put so much money into this? And exactly what group was behind this. We have a lot of talks about Freemasons and Illuminati, New World Orders, and many of these things. And I think the fact that it was an anonymous person with these guidelines to what they thought we should do and our population control, of course, it's found to be very intimidating. And a few feet to the west of the monument, an additional granite ledger has been set level with the ground. This tablet identifies the structure and the languages used on it. It lists various facts about the size, weight, and astronomical features of these stones, the date it was installed, and the sponsors of the project. And even more curious, it refers to a time capsule buried under the tablet, but blank spaces on the stone intended for filling in the dates on which the capsule was buried and is to be opened. Nothing has been inscribed, so it's left without dates to let us know if this was to help humanity, when it should be opened. I'm not really sure why that was left blank. If you were going to put so much into this project as what he did and remain anonymous, you would think it would be very important to leave that date. And this is a part 1 video, so I'm just giving you the everyday history of the Georgia Guidestones with this, and then the second video I'll get into a lot of details that are really weird and that are being questioned as well. And another thing that's very strange about the tablet is it's very inconsistent with respect to punctuation and misspells the word pseudonym. The original spelling, punctuation, and line breaks in the text have been preserved in the transcription, which follows letter case is not. At the top of the center in the tablet is written the Georgia Guidestones Center Cluster erected March 22nd of 1980. And then immediately below is an outline of a square, and inside is written, "Let these be Godstones to an age of reason." Around the edges of the square are written translations for 4 ancient languages, one per edge, starting at the top and proceeding clockwise. They are Babylon, Classic Greek, Sanskrit, and Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. And on the left side of the tablet is the following column of text. It says Astronomical Features. Channel through stone indicate a celestial pole. 2. Horizontal slot that indicates an annual travel of sun. 3. Sunbeam through capstone marks known time throughout the year. Author R.C. Christian sponsors a small group of Americans who seek the age of reason. Time capsule placed 6 feet below this spot on to be opened on blank. And as we've already talked about, under the time capsule heading, there are no dates engraved. There's also a lot of physical data on the right side of the tablet as followed. There is also a part that tells every single bit that was built, how thick, how much it weighs, how tall it is. That is a lot. You can definitely look into that if you want to. And next, it also has the Godstone Languages. Below the 2 columns of text is written the caption Godstone Languages, with a diagram of a granite slab layout beneath it. The names of 8 modern languages are inscribed along the long edges of the projecting rectangles, one per edge, starting due north and moving clockwise around so that the upper edge of the northeast rectangle is listed first. These languages are English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindu, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian. And at the bottom, center of the tablet, the following text. Additional information available at Alberton Granite Museum and Exhibit, College Avenue, Alberton, Georgia. There are also astronomical features. The four outer stones are oriented to mark the limits of the 18.6-year lunar declination cycle. The center column features a hole drilled at an angle from one side to the other, through which can be seen the North Star. The same pillar also has a slot carved through it, which is aligned with the sun, solstice, and the equinoxes. Aperture of the stone allows the ray of sun to pass through at noon each day, shining a beam on the center stone indicating the day of the year. Okay, so this is part one of the Georgia Guidestones. I wanted to make sure to give you the factual history, how they were created, what people are familiar with when it comes to the Guidestones, what they say, and the details surrounding them. And then I want to come back in with a part two video to show you the conspiracies that surround the Georgia Guidestones and let you decide for yourself what you believe. Now, there are so many conspiracies surrounding the Georgia Guidestones going back to New World Order, like I said, Freemasons, Illuminati, and so many other groups that are being questioned. I'm not sure exactly who created them or what their goal or mission was behind them, but I do enjoy looking into the different ideas that people have and people in the area that have spoke up about what they know about them. All right, that's all for part one. Thanks for watching.